Hello and welcome to another update video about the DXY. You will remember from the last video, well, if you watched it, that we have been that we started to track here a downtrend after the price has possibly peaked in this ABC flat structure in a larger B wave, and the expectations are that we could now be in the C wave down. It is too early for me to confirm it, but I'm certainly tracking it very carefully now, given that we have been expecting a top here in this region, and given that I told you that the wave count to the upside is technically full, and given that we have broken out of the trend channel to the downside. Okay, so the question is, how does this subdivide now? And that's what we're going to take a look at. I'm going to make a few changes here to the micro count, but that's okay. Important is now that in any small relief rally, the price stays below the 3rd of October high, which means it needs to stay below $107.30 roughly. Okay, so that's what we want. And the downside scenario is still intact. Obviously, a break above that level that I just mentioned will lead to an extension of the B wave. But ideally, we're now following through to the downside. Support level that we have on this chart are $104.65 and then 103. If they break, then probabilities for the downside here in the C wave into the low $90 region, they will increase. Okay, so now the question is, after the DXY top there, if we go to the 30-minute chart and take a look at this structure, do we already have 5 waves down? It is obviously a bit of a messy structure here. It's a lower degree structure, small time frame. My view is still wave 1 is probably still unfolding. We haven't got enough evidence to say that wave 1 of 1 has bottomed already. So we need to understand, okay, how could this be subdividing? To me, this looks a little bit like a diagonal here in wave 1, a so-called leading diagonal. Looks a bit like a descending wedge or price channel, which is unfolding here. And if we add wave labels to it, bear in mind, this is very much subject to change, especially if we're dealing with those lower degree structures. But I would say we have a good chance here to say that we had a wave 1, a wave 2. This could possibly be a third wave here, then a fourth, and maybe one more tiny low and a 5. And then we could be looking forward to a wave 2 small relief rally, maybe next week. Okay. Essentially what I would expect at some point is a break out of this pattern to the upside. And then in this wave 2, the price needs to stay below that $107.35 level that we already talked about. A diagonal can be a wave 1, and a diagonal is very choppy, characterized by overlapping price action, and this is exactly what we might see right now. So at the moment, it's all playing out basically according to script. I'm waiting for a signal that this wave 2 has started. Again, if it has, then we need to see a break out of the trend line to the upside. That would be some evidence that this wave 2 rally has started. It would then be followed by a third wave to the downside, a fourth wave, and a fifth wave. But this would only form the larger degree first wave. We would then see a larger degree wave 2, and so on. But ultimately, what we are watching for is this quite strong decline, you could say, into this low $90 region here. That's essentially what we're waiting for. But obviously, this here is not enough yet to really confirm that we are coming down, even though it starts to look promising. Okay, that's my update about the DXY. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, last week, we launched our S&P 500 and stocks service. So if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 and selected stocks and shares, then follow the link in the video description. It's the Patreon link. And yeah, have a great day, evening, wherever you are. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.